Welcome to Norwood Board of Education 2016 January 21st meeting. Can I get a motion for let me do the roll call. I'm sorry. Ms. Horsley?
Here.
Mr. Miracle?
Here.
Mr. Bryant?
Here.
Ms. Scacciaresi is out, and Mr. Faulkner is here. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion for the approval of an interim secretary?
Make a motion.
Hold on, let me be an interim secretary. Let me get to the back to do this. Motion by Mr. Bryant. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
And Mr. Faulkner's a yes. Item 4, the adoption of the agenda. Can I get a motion for the approval of the adoption of the agenda?
So moved.
First by Mr. Miracle. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Horsley. Any discussion? Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
And Mr. Faulkner's a yes. Item 5, can I get a motion for the approval of the minutes from committee October 6th, regular board meeting October 15th, committee the 10th of November, regular board meeting 19th of November, committee the 8th of December, and a regular board meeting the 17th of December.
I'll make a motion.
First by Ms. Horsley, can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Mr. Faulkner's a yes. That brings us to item 4, presentations. Mr. Amodia.
Yes, we have a number of presentations this evening. The first is one that we do once a year.
6.
The month of January is designated as Board Member Recognition Month by the Ohio School Board Association. I have the distinct pleasure to work with 5 individuals who serve, and I say that in capital letters in bold font, that serve as school board members for just that reason, to serve. Each of our 5 board members place tremendous efforts on a daily basis to serve the children, the parents, and the community of Norwood. Each decision they make, some of them extremely difficult, that could affect many, many lives and the education of many children, are always in the interest of the child and the interest of our community as a whole. As superintendent, I work directly, hand-to-hand, on a daily basis with all 5 individuals. And I can say this not because they're my bosses, but because after 28 years in education and in administration since 1994, that I am truly blessed to work with the 5 individuals that I do. They do truly serve our students and do truly serve our community and always make decisions with the best interests of our children as a whole in mind. And many of them difficult, many of them with a lot of attention, a lot of focus. Our school board individually and collectively show a great deal of courage. In the last 7 years, through their leadership, the school district has gone from continuous improvement academically, which is the 2nd lowest rating in the state of Ohio, to an excellent school district. Under their leadership, the school district has gone from near bankruptcy to one of the 10 most fiscally sustainable school districts in the state of Ohio. And if you read in the paper and watch the news, that's not typically what happens with school districts. This school board has led a district that has had 2 levies on the ballot, both successful passages, 2 since 1996. Again, that's not how things typically operate. They're very fiscally conservative, very fiscally sound, and they continually focus on what do we need to educate our children. Tonight there'll be several examples of that, where there are investments in our children. And at the end of really this whole story is they are invested in our community. Not only are they residents, which they have to be by law, but they're all graduates. I won't say some of their year of graduation.
Can we go back up, Laura?
But this is really due to their heart. This is a high-paid job. I think you get $80 a month. It's a high-paid job that I take up a lot of their time, and they just do a tremendous job. And it's it's their identity. They all have other jobs. They have families. But if you ask them what they do, they wouldn't say where they work. They would say, I'm a school board member for Norwood City School District. I appreciate you guys, the guidance and the leadership that you provide for myself, for all the administrators, for the staff, and for our kids. The communication that we have. We're already communicating about snow, what time it's coming tomorrow, for everybody that's worried. We've been communicating for a couple hours. I'm trying to communicate with them at 4:30 tomorrow morning. I'm not getting a lot of interest, but that's not typical. That's not how school boards typically operate. I've been in 8 districts in 28 years. This is a unique school board that you guys have sitting before you. And again, I'm not saying this because they're my bosses and because they're my friends. What we have here is something very unique, very special, and something that is sustaining, which is also very unique in the state of Ohio. With that, I'd like to call you guys up, and we have a token of your appreciation, or of our appreciation. Don't shake it to think that there's a $50 bill or in it something, because we're fiscally conservative and you're not getting anything. So first, I would like Mr. Ken Miracle. Mr. Miracle, what year did you graduate from Norwood High School? 78. 78 grad. Mr. Tim Bryant. What year did you graduate from Norwood High School?
82.
82. You see, I have them seated by age, you're going to find out. Mr. Scott Faulkner. Did you graduate? 88? Golly Moses. That's when I graduated from college. And Miss Sarah Horsley. Did you graduate?
94.
2004, something like that. And then we also have, she's ill and can't be here tonight, Miss Cherry Scott Geraci, and she graduated in 77. So you have a great deal of experience, a great deal of talent, and most of all, we have one huge collective heart to my right, and I appreciate it more than I can ever, just with a certificate or once a month. I'm blessed to be able to work with a great leadership team, and that's professionally and personally. As you can imagine, as much we work together, we get to know each other really well and to know how each other operate, and it's just a special group that I have. So if we could have another round of applause for our school board. Moving on to our next presentation this evening, we have several more, is our Norwood American Legion recipients. Is Mr. Devin Lawler here? Mr. Winterrod, if you could pop down here for a second. This is a tremendous opportunity, scholarship opportunity, for 2 of our students every year. And Norwood American Legion does a great job in supporting our children. What's really neat about Mr. Winterrod is he is a Navy and Marine Corps vet. He was a corpsman, and you were left as a petty officer?
Yes.
Or chief petty officer, 3rd class, after 4 years in the military. So I hand this over to Mr. Winterrod real quick.
All right, so every year, all of our juniors in American government take the American Legion test. It's kind of a thing of pride. They actually compete against each other to get the best score, and so the winners will have all the rest of the school year to brag on this. And the test is about their knowledge of American history. And so each year, members from the Norwood Post of the American Legion give the test to our kids. They score them, come back, and we recognize the top 2 scorers in the class. And tonight, that's what we're going to do. So if you all will come down.
The first award goes to Kyle Miller. The second award goes to Ashlyn Stevens.
Guys, if you could please scoot over. Ashton, if you could stay up here, and please get up on the stage with them. And Ms. Haviland's going to get a couple pictures. These pictures will be on the front page of our website. If you could kind of get in between them two, Ashton.
Okay, here's Kyle. There he is.
Kyle, was your essay on timeliness or anything like that?
That's what you get when you take a nap after school.
You look well rested.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. We just do 1. You look good. Very nice. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Great job. Our next presentation this evening is our technology presentation. Each month, we rotate each building, and they make a presentation to our community and to those attending tonight about the amazing things we're doing in technology in the classroom. 2 years ago, the leadership of our district chose to make a $1.1 million investment in instructional technology in the classroom. Now, it's common for people to have computers now. We have them at home, we have them in the business. But putting computers in the classroom is not an investment, that's a purchase. An investment is what we have done as a district to put a laptop in every single student's hand, K through 12 in this entire district. Now, they just don't get on there and surf the internet or type a piece of paper or something. This is used almost on a daily basis in the classroom. If you walked into a classroom in Norwood High School, Norwood Middle School, or any 3 of our elementaries, what you would see in the classroom is nothing like you would imagine. It's nothing like any of us had in a classroom. It is grown well beyond a textbook. It is part of our education on a daily basis in the classroom. And I have 3 nervous young ladies behind me. I have Megan Milo, Christy Pittman, and Morgan Cox. And they're going to spend a couple minutes talking about the tremendous things they do at their grade level at Norwood Elementary. So guys, fire away.
Oh, no, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it did. All right. Yep. All right. Like they said, I'm Morgan Cox. I teach first grade at View, and I'm here with Megan Milo and Christy Pittman. And as a team this summer, we kind of all got together and we decided that we have these computers. We have 24 computers that we split between all 3 of our classrooms, and we wanted to get the most use out of them as we could. So if we look at this, we use technology every single day in our classroom. We use it with communication with parents. We use it for our laptops in small groups. We set all 6 of them out and we rotate through the laptops, which we'll get into that more. We use it for whole group instruction with the Mimeo and with our document cameras, and we also use it for classroom management. So we start out with the web page. We have a web page that we use for our first grade. All of us use it and we all contribute to it. I don't know if we can open it up. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's up. So on our light. Oh, right here. Yeah, mine was stuck in this. Okay, so this is our web page that we have on there, and we update it each week. So we have on here the lunch menu. We have a weekly newsletter, which we also print out and send home for the parents that don't have internet access. So on here, we'll have our spelling words, the standards that we're learning that week, what we're learning in phonics that week, which goes along with our Reading Street program, the lunch menu, and then also we'll put different strategies that they can use at home to help their kids with the different things that they're learning at that point in first grade, and just different upcoming events. We also have our contact information on there as well. So this is on there. And then in addition to that, we also have each one of our own individual pages too. So on here we have the different things that we're doing in our classroom with pictures. So this week we had learned, or the past week that Megan has posted on here, we were doing a story about bees. So we had a beekeeper come in and talk to them about keeping bees. So there's pictures from that on there as well. So the parents can kind of make sure that they're, if they're on there, they can see the pictures too and what's going on, what we're doing each day in the classroom. How do I open the slide back up? These are in the workbook.
Just click on the tab.
Yep, very good.
Then display. Or
I'm really good at technology.
We're really good at technology.
I'm really good at using it. Just
The big one. Present. Yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
So there's our webpage too. Then I'll give it to Megan.
So like Morgan already said, kind of over the summer and the beginning of the year, we decided that we have these wide range of learners and we really need to differentiate to meet all of their needs. So we are focusing reading and math with small group learning. And so while we have kids with us learning, there are also other boys and girls doing a workstation, either independently or with a partner, and then we incorporated the laptops. It took some time to, quote, train them how to use it, but now we're at the point where I have 2 tech helpers and they get them all fired up before we're ready to use them. So they've come a long way. It's pretty awesome. In math, the beginning of the year we started with IXL. We did a little bit of front row. But now the one that we're mostly using is Extra Math. And this is where the children have a login, an individual login, and they just practice their facts. So there's games like Race the Teacher, and if they don't get it fast enough, it shows them and they have to click on it. So it kind of helps build that fact fluency with addition and subtraction. And it's more engaging for them than just doing it with a paper and pencil, and it saves our clicks. And it has home login access, so they can practice this at home. And for reading, we do Raz Kids, but we also do Reading Eggs, which is really awesome. The kids take a baseline assessment, and then it differentiates what they're learning within this game. So there's phonics and writing and reading activities, and they do these little challenges, and they get awards, and they really, really love it. And we're hoping maybe we can get math seeds for math. So just a little plug in there. Go ahead, Christy.
And about 4 or 5 years ago, I discovered through a colleague Class Dojo. And it's a free internet website where parents have their login and students have a login. And you can, kids award or are awarded points based on positive behavior. It's reinforcement. And parents can check it through their computers at home, and they can access it through their phone, which most of my parents do. I use it for documentation, for parent communication. I can also track attendance that way. And there's a web page that they just started this past year, which I'm now obsessed with. So this is what I see pulling up my class list. Now, when the parents open it up, they just see their student name, and then each day the points awarded total are posted. The class story, that is where it's a website, and then there's also messages, which if they have it on their phone, it pops up like a text message. So parents can contact me at any point during the day, and I can get back to them. It come in really handy. I can send a message to one parent, or I can do a class broadcast where it just sends one message out. This is a picture of the class story. So you can post pictures and what's going on in the classroom, and the parents can see it, and it's kind of like Facebook where you can like it. And this is, I can print reports for their points or attendance, parent accounts, and as you can see, I have all but one parent that has access, and anything that I print or that I need to send that parent, I just print out and send home. So it works really nicely, and the parents seem to really respond to it. So Mimeo in the classroom, we use it all the time as whole group and small group. And many of our lessons can be found on mimeoconnect.com. You can search by standard, you can search by topic. And students it's an interactive. This is a picture of part whole for addition and subtraction. And we also use it for science. We can use it for math, we can use it for math, read any content area. So, and you can create lessons also, they can be already made, which is nice. So, and that is it. Yes, that's it.
Guys, I have a couple questions for you.
I knew this was coming. I had it.
Just from prior to when we had these devices in the classroom to now, how's it made the way you teach and what you do in the classroom different?
I'll answer that. Sure. My first year teaching, we did not have the laptops. We had the the stationary computers down in the computer lab that we would use. And my class uses the accelerated reader program, so it was really hard to kind of coordinate. I mean, I knew we had it in like the Google Docs, where you would coordinate a time to kind of go down and use the laptop or the computer lab. Yeah, we would have to like go through and coordinate with other teachers, and it was really hard with like where your library time is and where you have specials, and it was kind of hard for that. So the fact that now we have the computers in our classroom, my kids can, if they get done with their morning work or something and they've read their accelerated read book and they're ready to take their test, they can read their book to me and then just get on a laptop, and they have access for that. And also, it's just awesome having the laptops in a classroom, because that is a complete, like, there's some kids that need that fast-paced learning, and they need, I mean, and with the differentiated levels on all of the programs, that when they're doing that station, it's individualized towards their, with the reading street and the math seeds, like, or the reading eggs and the math seeds, that they're able to have the program that's differentiated towards them for that 15 minutes before they come to the next station with us or play their games.
And they're really engaged with this too. They cannot wait to go to the computer stations or to go up to the Mimeo board and work.
Right. And I would say also they're learning the math and the reading skills, but they're also learning technology skills. And when we just had the one computer lab that the whole school shared, it was almost a nightmare to take them all down there because it was one of me, and they didn't know how to use the computer at all, so I just spent the time logging them in, where now, this stage in the game, they can get on and they can use it effectively. And they're learning how to type and use the cursor, and they're also learning their math facts and their reading facts. So by the time they get to 6th grade or something and they have to take those online assessments, they'll be good to go.
I was going to say, even in 3rd grade, I think most of their assessments are already all online, so they need to know their logins and stuff. And that's just it. Is I know that at the beginning of the year, it's like, it's really hard to teach 6-year-olds at the beginning of the 1st grade, not only their procedures and stuff, but also their login and their passwords, and showing them, like, not even like just that, like where the letters are on the keys and figuring out their last names and stuff. This is a lot, but it's amazing that they can get their cards. I mean, we have them on little index cards. They just pull their cards out of it and they just log in, and they can even go to like the student links now and find the program that they're using, and it's really cool to see, I mean, how much they've picked up on it too throughout the year. So they're really independent with the computers now, and I think that they'll definitely be ready to use those into 3rd grade and on.
Professional development for you guys, has it been sufficient? Do you need more opportunities for professional development when it comes to using these devices in the classroom?
No, I think we all do a good job of sharing new websites that we find, and I might find something that's maybe more appropriate for the older grades, but I pass it on, and I think just sharing and trying new things and seeing what works with our kids, and just trial and error.
Yeah.
Ms. Pittman, you're a veteran teacher. How has this transformed how you used to teach and then how you do now teach?
I have always tried to, as soon as we had the Mimeo, I was gung-ho for it, and I still am. I always, and even prior to education, I was in graphic design, so technology and computers have always been in my realm. So it's easier now to incorporate it in the classroom because there are more computers to use.
Okay, great. Well, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is this your laptop?
Breaking stuff back.
We get a round of applause for our teachers and a wonderful presentation. For our next presentation this evening, Mr. Carlton Collins will be representing our Gear Up grant and our Gear Up program. Mr. Collins, if you come up and give a, you need the screen too? Awesome.
Right back with the screen.
I got it.
Yeah, I know how to do all this stuff. I don't know how to do that. I think I gotta cut it off and cut it on. The laptop. For the, I don't think it's picking up the Ethernet cord. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, I think so.
You're good.
Okay. Excuse the delay. I thought my computer had the hookup and it doesn't. So everything was pulled up on there. So we're just gonna go. Let's ask for this. Nothing's ever something. Struggle bus. I can go with that, it's fine. I haven't really yet. So, presentation tonight, barring the technology issues, was about financial aid and FAFSA. So, main thing is, and the seniors will attest, that I'm already bothering them about completing the FAFSA, which is best if completed before February 15th. Quick updates. November 19th, we actually did a financial aid presentation. It was the same night as the board meeting in November. And we had some parents come out. Mr. Faulkner came out because he has a senior this year. Last year, we had 64 seniors complete the FAFSA. This year, we already have 91 seniors who have already applied to college. So the goal is obviously 64 or 91 students completing the FAFSA this year. Update on the Gear Up Scholarship total numbers for the class of 2015. It was $30,350 went to the class of 2015. And then I got some other surprises to go with that for this year's class. It says here just scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. The main push now with the seniors is to look for aid in 3 different places. To be looking at institutional-based aid. A lot of those deadlines are not lined up with other deadlines that go along with the school. Main thing is check the website, check to see what scholarships you qualify for. There's usually a separate application for those, and that's our push now. And they're all over the place from February 1st, February 4th, the 19th. But the main thing with the FAFSA is February 15th. So you would think that it would be dates that line up, and they don't necessarily. So institution-based aid is one thing. We tell them to get on Naviance because there is it's a Sallie Mae National Scholarship Search that's on there that they have access to, and we also tell them to create a FastWeb. Telling the seniors not to rely solely on Norwood Foundation and Gear Up scholarship money that's coming. There's a lot of free money. There's a lot that goes unclaimed. And I consistently give them the story of one of my mentees who's a sophomore in college now, had a 2.7, went absolutely bananas on scholarships, drove me crazy. He did 37 of them, but he ended up getting $20,000 from school. That money is still helping him today. So the big thing is scholarships, scholarships, look for them. American Legion definitely has a scholarship. I pointed somebody in that direction last year, and definitely have, so that's definitely our main push. Big thing for parents for the class of 2016, we are bringing back the free Liberty Tax Day. So you can get your taxes done for free if you have a senior this year. It'll be February 16th from anytime between 11 and 8. We've already put the link on the Norwood website. Thank you, Terry. And it's open to faculty and staff as well. And one of the surprises for the night, because you know we love giving you guys surprises, it's open to the board as well. So if you guys want to get your taxes done for free, feel free. February 16th. And special thanks to Gina Pinto-Williams. She's the one who was willing to be our partner with Liberty Tax. So much kudos to her. Updates real quick. I'll make the FAFSA section quick. That was kind of what the PowerPoint was there for. But essentially, like, they got rid of the FAFSA pin. So those of you who have older graduates, the pin is gone now. It's called the FSA ID. It's basically like a souped up version of it where it's kind of more layers of protection. Because apparently, I guess there was issues with security with just the pin and that 4 digits. A lot of students now are already creating them. Same thing as with the pin. You and your student need to have a pin. And that's the major change. There was a lot of glitches when it first switched over in May, and it was definitely a hassle over the summer with students who had pins trying to log back in. Now a lot of those glitches are fixed, and I haven't seen any problems. But that's the only main difference with the FAFSA this year. Then it was an explanation of the different kinds of financial aid that's available. whether that's loans, as well as the Pell Grant, which that increased this year. The Pell Grant, which is for those who have financial need, the maximum Pell Grant this year is $5,775. In order to receive the maximum Pell Grant, your EFC, which is the estimated family contribution, will be 0. So essentially, you will be, it's saying that your family, based off the income, doesn't have a whole lot of flexible income to help the student in college, and therefore you would get a full federal Pell Grant, and that is money that does not have to be paid back. There's another couple of grants that are out there that parents and students should be made aware of. One is the Ohio College Opportunity Grant, and that kind of varies based on the institution that you go to as well as your financial need. So if you have a lot of financial need and you go to a 4-year institution, chances are that'll be well over $1,000 to go along with it. And the only caveat with the Ohio Opportunity Grant is that it doesn't apply for community colleges and regional colleges. But any other kind of institution, the student can expect something from the Ohio College Opportunity Grant. The other thing is federal work study. We tell all students that they need to say that they want to participate in federal work study. The good thing about it is it gives you a job on campus, you stay put, and it's always an easy job. And it also, for what you get paid and what you work, is also a match that goes towards your tuition as well. Great opportunity. Tell all the kids, say yes. Check that box on your FAFSA. The other one was a Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant. That's a mouthful. And it's the same deal. It's based on financial need, but that's up to another $4,000 for your education. And again, that's institutionally based. Quick helpful hints. Both parent and student need to have active email accounts, and you cannot use your school email. Big thing is because it's going to be deleted and you have to come back to your FAFSA next year. Your challenge questions, which is the FSA ID, you end up having to create your own questions. And those questions, make sure it's something easy that you can remember. And the big thing is, again, February 15th. That is the priority deadline. So to explain what that means, if you are completing your FAFSA, financial aid departments open everybody's FAFSA at the same time, and that's February 16th. They open it up and they go straight from the top of who submitted their FAFSA first, and then they dole out the money. So you want to be in before that priority deadline to make sure that you get work study, to make sure you get the OCOG and those other grants that are available. You definitely want to make sure you're there at the top of the list. That's why we're like, the deadline is February 15th. And we do know that this year that the free tax day is after the priority deadline, but we still want to say that parents can submit their FAFSA using last year's taxes, estimate, you say you will file, and you go back in and edit it. So you just want to make sure that your kid has that place in line. That's definitely a big deal. Once the student completes the FAFSA, then it goes to the school opens it up, and then that's when you'll get that clear picture of what your award will be for the next year. So a lot of students have gotten letters back in acceptance to say that the school is going to offer them X amount of dollars. All of that none of that's set in stone until it's on your financial award letter. Once you get that on your financial award letter, that's exactly how much they're going to offer you, and it'll also include your Pell Grant, any other grants, your work study, all of that will come on your financial aid award letter, and that's more so late February, early March that comes through. There's a website that kind of goes through a lot of this stuff as well, and what I'll do is I'll just make sure that gets posted on the website as well. The other thing, which is great information, is the fact that the awards have increased for the Gear Up Scholarship. So last year, if you went to a community college or regional campus, you got $600. This year, you will be receiving $800. If you went to a public university main campus, last year it was $750 was your scholarship, and this year it's $1,150. For private, for-profit, it was $600, and that goes to $800. And a private not-for-profit, that was $1,000, and now that jumps to $1,500. So that was supposed to be the exciting news that everybody can look forward to. And as of right now, that's the way it's going to stay. And the increases came based off of the numbers that they projected who were going to apply for the scholarship. So the numbers ended up being lower last year, so they made increases. If the numbers are still lower than projected, then the class of 2017, the numbers should go up. So that's something to always be aware of. And again, all the students that we work with do have access to the scholarship, and all of that will come with college signing day in April. That's pretty much it.
Coach, thank you very much.
No problem.
Our final presentation of the evening is speaking for myself and the Board of Education is what is our favorite presentation each month, and that is our Student Rising Star presentations. When your name is called, please come forward. You receive a certificate from Mr. Faulkner, our board president, and then come down to about even with me and Mr. Miracle on the carpet in front of the stage, and wait till everybody's name is down here, and then we've got to get a bunch of pictures. And then once we're done with all those, we'll take a couple-minute break, and you'll follow our executive assistant, Ms. Haviland, out to the lobby to take more pictures. Your picture will be on our website, as well as What I Read has been submitted by your teachers. And What I Read About You will also be on the website and be in the next issue of the Norwood Star. So always begin with Norwood High School, and our Norwood High School Rising Star students for the month of January are Adam Shelton, Sarah Catherine Lowry, and Katie Miracle. We have several students who have notified us that they may not be able to make it tonight. Even if they're not here, we still read the write-up. Adam Shelton has quickly become one of the most talented musicians in Norwood High School. Becoming the principal trumpet player as a sophomore bears a tremendous amount of responsibility, and Adam has currently risen to the challenge. As a brass section leader, he has helped lead Norwood High School Marching Band to its third consecutive state finals and had crucial roles in both the marching band show and at the recent Armed Services Memorial Basketball game. Adam also participates in theater and winter color guard. Adam is a great asset to the arts program here at Norwood High School. Congratulations, Adam. When we think of a student who encompasses all the values of Norwood, Rising Star, the name Sarah Catherine Lowry quickly comes to mind. She is the type of person that everyone wants to be friends with in high school. Not only is she a strong, trustworthy person who looks out for others, but she is also on the top of her grades and ranks at the top of her class academically. Sarah is a student who always looks at the glass as half full. When faced with challenges that no child should ever have to overcome, Sarah rises to the occasion. I've always admired her strength on the tennis court, never afraid to compete against the toughest opponents, but I was beyond impressed when she delivered a motivational speech in front of all of her peers about the passing of her father. Not a dry eye was to be found in the auditorium that day as this young woman spoke about dealing with tragedy. Sarah Catherine is what makes working at Norwood High School an absolute pleasure. Her persistence, hard work, and determination will make her a star wherever she goes in the future. We're glad to see her shine at Norwood High School. Congratulations. Having had Katie Miracle for multiple years, I'm certainly impressed by her dedication to her educational as well as community service goals. When one thinks of her, many adjectives come to mind: positive, reliable, motivated, diligent, friendly, hardworking, and responsible. She not only exhibits these types of qualities within the classroom, but outside of the school environment. She is well liked by both faculty and peers. Katie's academic success revolves around the achievement of honor roll for all 4 years of her high school career. In addition, she has received perfect attendance for all 4 years, an accomplishment that in itself represents the value she places on her education. This young woman's accomplishments can be attributed to her intrinsic motivation to be successful in all facets of life. In regards to school involvement, Katie's attitude has led her down a path that is very impressive. Within the school student store, the Indian Zone, Katie is always willing to pick up where others have left off, take a project and run with it, and promote teamwork. She gives 100% to everything that she does. Because of these attributes, she was given the distinction of store manager. She was a member of Key Club, National Honor Society, and Student Council. Her passive involvement in school sports consists of tennis at the varsity level. Once she's committed to something, no matter what it is, Katie pursues it to the very end. Katie's involvement outside of school is quite extensive and varied. She currently volunteers as a tutor of the elementary, stocking at Crayons and Computers, and a mentor with the Gear Up Bridge program, all the while maintaining a high grade point average. Congratulations, Katie, you are truly a rising star. Lord Middle School Rising Star students of the month of January are Will Jones, Lorelei Spitzig, and Malachi Holland. Lord Middle School is proud to announce Will Jones as a Rising Star student for the month of January. As a 7th grader at the middle school, Will makes it his personal goal to demonstrate all of the school's pride and peace builder characteristics in the way that he treats others. Will excels at school and attributes his success to staying focused in class, choosing good friends, and avoiding distractions. Will thoroughly enjoys math and loves being a student at Lord Middle School because of the great interactions he has with friends and teachers. Along with being an example in school, Will is also involved in many extracurricular activities, including playing basketball and football while competing in chess club. As you would expect, Will has set lofty goals for himself. He plans on earning straight A's throughout his entire middle school career. Someday he would like to apply to and attend an Ivy League school somewhere on the East Coast and either study computer engineering, computer programming, or computer science. Norwood Middle School is expecting amazing things from Will Jones in the future. Students like Will are what make Norwood Middle School great. Congratulations. 8th grade female rising stars Lorelei Spitzig. Lorelei is focused on always doing her best in her work. She enjoys challenging herself and is proving that by taking advanced placement reading and language arts classes, along with algebra and Spanish for high school credit. She's an avid reader and flies through books during her downtime. Lorelei is very involved in the arts. She plays the viola in the 8th grade orchestra and will continue to play throughout high school and into college. Lorelei is also an extremely talented artist. She plans on to attend art school in New York after high school to become a cartoon or comic book artist. Lorelei is a poster child for a Rising Star student. She pushes herself to achieve goals that she has created for herself. Lorelei attributes her drive for success to her parents. They have set an incredible example for Lorelei to follow. Students like Lorelei make Norwood Middle School a wonderful place to work and attend. Her teachers can't wait to hear about her future accomplishments. Congratulations. Malachi Holland is an 8th grade Rising Star student of the month. Malachi was nominated for Rising Star student because of his positive attitude, extreme friendliness, and helpful manner. He can be observed staying after class to push chairs in and clean up the classroom for his teachers. In the classroom instruction, he is dedicated to his work and asks questions when he is unsure. Malachi is heavily involved in avenues for success after school clubs. He attends 4 different clubs each week and enjoys volunteering during special events. Each week, he can be seen in the electronics club, sewing club, drama club, and Gorman Farms cooking club. Outside of school and clubs, Malachi is a huge movie buff. He enjoys all genres of movies, but his favorite movies are comedies. He also loves reading history books. Malachi is still undecided about a future career, but knows that college will be a part of it. He's dabbled with the idea of becoming a zookeeper, a museum guide, or managing a senior center. Teachers at the middle school look forward to Malachi's gentle nature and smile within the school. Congratulations to Malachi for a job well done. Sharpsburg Elementary and Primary School Rising Star students for the month of January are Jeff Lett, Mixie Diaz Romero, and Griffin Wenger. Jeff Lett is a second grade student at Sharpsburg Primary. He's a great role model for his peers. Not only does he come to school every day with a positive attitude and ready to learn, he shows respect to his classmates and other adults. Jeff frequently goes out of his way to help someone in need. On a daily basis, Jeff can be seen holding doors open for people, assisting others with their computers, picking up drop pencils, cleaning up the classroom, and much, much more. Jeff loves to carry on conversations with teachers to ask about their weekends and ask students about their days. A specific instance of Jeff's selflessness comes to mind when he was in a class with an upset student. Jeff noticed that the student wasn't feeling great, so he walked up to her and asked if she needed anything. Jeff genuinely cares about others and wants to make them happy. This is the reason Jeff's peers get along with him and respect him so much. Jeff is a great example of a Sharpsburg Bulldog. Congratulations, Jeff. Mixie Diaz Romero is a fourth grade student in Miss Barker's homeroom class. Mixie is a true definition of a star student. Mixie has wonderful attendance. She is at school every day, on time and ready to learn. She comes in with a smile on her face, ready to put forth her best effort on whatever task is thrown her way. Mixie is an extremely hard worker. She always goes the extra mile to make sure she is completing her work to the best of her ability. She is a great detective in reading, always searching for just the right evidence to prove her thinking correct. When she becomes stumped, she does not give up. Mixie knows that persistence is the key to success. She tries harder and asks for help. If an assignment is not completed to her satisfaction, Mixie takes the bull by the horn and redoes her assignments to get just the right score. Mixie is not only a Sharpsburg Star student, she is a star friend to everyone she encounters. She always has a warm smile and a helpful hand to lend a peer in need. She is always willing to lend a helping hand to someone who is struggling or having a bad day. It is difficult not to feel better after spending some time with Mixie. She has a way of making people around her feel special and feel important. She is a leader in the classroom, someone who is always doing the right thing no matter what may be going on around her. She is able to completely ignore distractions and keep her mind focused on what needs to be done. She does a wonderful job of participating in class as well. Teachers can always count on her to have her hand raised and ready to offer a solution to a problem or to answer a tricky question. Congratulations, Mixie. Sharpsburg kindergarten team would like to nominate Griffin Wenger. Griffin is a wonderful role model to his peers and displays champ behavior every day. Griffin is always prepared and on time each school day, ready to learn with a smile on his face. He is willing to lend a helping hand to anyone in need. He is very emphatic towards others in the classroom. Griffin shows enthusiasm for learning and is a great participant in class. He loves to share about adventures that he has experienced. Griffin has a very, very creative imagination. He has written stories to bring in and share with his class. His teachers love to see all of the art projects he makes during free choice time. We know that Griffin works hard at home and school and is very committed to his education. Griffin is so fortunate to have parents that are always there to support him and take a genuine interest in his education. He's reading above grade level, and we are so excited to see all the growth that he will make. Griffin's number sense is fantastic. He's made so many connections in how he sees the ways that numbers are represented. He's able to solve an addition and subtraction problems with mental math. We're so lucky to have Griffin in our class. Congratulations, Griffin. Nordview Elementary's Rising Star students for the month of January are Kaylee Burns, Olivia Massey, and Latifa Jagame. Kaylee Burns represents the 6th grade as a Rising Star Students Month. Kaylee is a terrific role model to her classmates because she is a focused, responsible student. Each day, she comes to school smiling, ready to make the most of her day. Kaylee takes initiative in the classroom by raising her hand and participating. She's not afraid to ask questions and is well liked by her peers. We know that for this Nord Rising Star, the sky is the limit. Congratulations. We're so happy to have Olivia Massey as a January Rising Star. Olivia is a kindergarten student at Nordview. She's a leader in the classroom and a wonderful role model to her peers. Olivia is well liked by staff members and classmates because she is always caring and kind to others. She's always willing to help others when needed inside and outside of the classroom. Her positive attitude and smile are infectious and inspiring. Olivia also works hard on her schoolwork and always puts forth her best effort. We are so proud to have Olivia at Nordview and to be our Rising Star. Congratulations, Olivia. Latifa Jegame is Norwood View's third grade Rising Star student for the month of January. Latifa is a hard worker and always tries her best in all of her assignments. She comes to school with her homework completed and ready to learn. She's always on time in the morning and even arrives early to take part in her early bird reading program. She stays after school 4 days a week to benefit from View's homework club. Latifa's teachers are impressed with her determination to excel in school. She enjoys math and explains her answers in significant detail. Sometimes her explanations help her classmates to understand as well. Teachers find her a pleasure to have in class each day. She is a gentle, quiet spirit who is always smiling. She only has kind words for others and is a true peace builder. Being helpful and friendly, she is liked by all. We are so proud to name Latifa as our Rising Star. Congratulations. Williams Avenue Elementary Rising Star students for the month of January are Mackenzie Sickinger, Kylie Mathena, and Judd Arthur. Mackenzie Sickinger is a sixth grade Rising Star for Williams Avenue Elementary. Mackenzie is a hardworking student who is also friendly, upbeat, and outgoing. Her positive attitude is contagious, and she can brighten anyone's day with her cheerful demeanor. She works very hard to meet her goals and always tries her best in the classroom. Mackenzie goes above and beyond with her schoolwork to ensure that she has high grades. She also works after school to improve her understanding. She is helpful to others around her, including students, staff members, and even substitute teachers. We can always count on Mackenzie to be a peace builder who works well with others around her. She is a good sport in the playground and works well with others. She continually gives her best effort no matter the situation and strives to be better than she was yesterday. We're proud to have Mackenzie as our Rising Star for the month of January. We know that she will continue the rising to the challenge as she continues through Norwood City Schools. Congratulations. The fifth grade teachers at Williams Avenue Elementary had 6 Rising Star student contenders. We all believe this shows how hard all of our fifth graders are working at Williams Avenue Elementary to reach their full potential and to become star students. The student that we chose was Kylie Mathena. Kylie is an unbelievably hard worker and conscientious student. She understands that school is her daily job and responsibility, and she comes to school ready to learn and give 110%. Kylie advocates for herself as a student academically and seeks out wise people when needed. She is a kind-hearted student and a friend to all of her classmates. She exemplifies the peace builder and champ qualities every day at school. Kylie is an incredible athlete and plays for the Norwood Indians little football team, soccer, baseball, and basketball. Kylie is a true Rising Star at Williams Avenue Elementary and knows she will continue to shine throughout her Norwood school career. Congratulations. Our final Rising Star of the evening is Judd Arthur. Judd is currently a 4th grader here at Williams Avenue Elementary School. He is nominated as a Rising Star for his continued dedication and striving for excellence at all times. Judd consistently puts forth 110% effort in all classes. He takes much pride in the work he completes and participates actively on a daily basis. Judd is a wonderful role model to others. He is kind, cooperative, honest, and always so eager to help others. Judd is a true peace builder and proudly displays a smile whenever possible. It is a privilege to have Judd in class during this 2015-16 school year. Congratulations, Judd.
The elementary students come in front of the middle school and high school students, so all of our elementary kids come up in front. Yeah, right here. Mrs. Havlin's going to take a picture. There we go. Squeeze it just a little tighter towards the center. Thank you. Okay, we're ready? 1, 2, take one. 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations, guys. Great job. This time we take a couple-minute break. Guys, you got more pictures you need to take. Just call Miss Havelock a lot.
All right, we're going to continue on, and Ms. Scott Geraci's absence. Ms. Worsley, can we get you to handle the education report?
Absolutely. So item 8 is the Education Committee report. I would like to ask the board for approval for items 8A, approval of Norwood High School Program of Study. B, the approval of field trips. The first one is Norwood High School Marching Band to Butler Springs Christian Camp, Hillsborough, Ohio on January 8th through 10th. Item 2 is the Norwood High School 11th and 12th grade students, Greater Smoky Mountain Institute at Tremont on November 2016. 3 is Norwood High School Marching Band, Northern Kentucky University to Highland Heights. 4, Norwood High School Winter Color Guard, Campbell County High School on January 30th. And then items 5 through 8 are also high school winter color guard to various competitions at Milford High School, Conner High School, Campbell County High School, and Rhode Island High School. And item 9 is Norwood Middle School Orchestra, Trills and Thrill Music Festival in Wilmington High School in May of 2016. I'd like to make a motion that we approve items 8A and B as listed.
We have a motion. Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Miracle. Any discussion? Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
And I'll be a yes. Moving on to personnel. Mr. Miller?
Mr. Faulkner, members of the board, I have several items for consideration this evening under personnel. Letter A, employment. Number 1, classified subs, 2 individuals recommended. Number 2, resolution to hire non-certified coaches advisors for the 2015-16 school year. That should be number 3. Supplemental contracts 2015-16 school year. Norwood High spring play, 12 individuals recommended. We have a number of split contracts there. And then avenues for success, 1 individual recommended. And that concludes my small number of recommendations this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Modio. Can we get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Miracle. Can we get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. There are no policies to report this month, so we'll move on to building and grounds. Mr. Bryant?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. With the board's approval, I'd like to make a motion for the items A, use of facilities. First item would be Norwood Knothole, Say Stadium, Track and Restroom, April 16th from 8 to 3, and Knothole Opening Day Parade. And then item 2 would be Connie Ferguson's School of Dance for Norwood View Auditorium and Restrooms, May 15th, 2016 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'd like to make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
And I'm a yes on that. Moving on to the Finance Committee, Mr. Miracle.
Thank you, Mr. President. By recommendation of committee, I'd like to make a motion for item 12A, approval of financial reports for December 2015.
I have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Any discussion? Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
I'm a yes as well. Moving on to hearing of the public, we have received no requests to speak. And moving on to board announcements. Okay, moving on to superintendent's report.
I just have one item. We had a very warm winter in December, and then even over Christmas break, I think it was almost 70 degrees on Christmas Day and a couple days before that. But I do appreciate everybody's patience and understanding with, in an ideal world, we have our students in every single day. We've had 4 calamity days already. Got tricky weather looking at tomorrow. But the focus of our school district is the safety of our students and of our staff. And we look at the forecast, and we have a lot of pieces that come into play, getting our staff to and from school safely, getting our students who walk to and from school. So our decision is a little bit different than a lot of other districts because we have children that walk a mile or two to and from school. So we have to take that into account, as well as then we have staff that drives to and from school from 3 different states, many of them as far as 50, 60 miles. So I appreciate everybody's patience who may be watching this with the kind of uncertainty in the flux that we have right now and probably for the rest of the winter, as we've had for the last couple of years. But our significant focus of myself and the Board of Education is on the safety of our students, safety of our staff, getting our kids and our adults here and home safe. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Rodio. Next item on our agenda is Great Oaks report. Ms. Horsley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last week we had our Great Oaks board meeting, and I sit on the facilities committee, and I have a few documents that I plan to share with Mr. Amudio. Pretty much right now the group is building out a 5- and 10-year facilities plan and what the future looks like. They did a full assessment of all the buildings and found out, space that is used, space that isn't used, and how they can either turn it into usable space or make the buildings function as efficiently as they can. And so I have those documents here that I can share. It's quite a lengthy process, but it's a very good one. And so as that committee travels around throughout the year to all the different locations for our meetings, we will be doing tours of the locations and look at the work that they're doing and our plans that they have for those buildings. So it's pretty exciting time right now, but this plan is pretty involved, but it's something that is of interest, and I think we should take a look at it as well. So
Absolutely. It's good timing for us. There's all big interest up here with that information.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Avenues for success, Ms. Horsley?
Yes, so December was a very busy month for us. It was a very great month. So January is light. We're not going to have a meeting this month or next month, but we have lots of events coming up in the spring with the GLOW that will happen in May. So we will be getting that underway, but the programs right now are running great. We have a lot of kids participating in them, and things are going really good. So we're really excited about what this spring and summer will hold, and then keep avenues for success up and running.
Thank you, Ms. Horsley. Moving on to legislative report, Mr. Miracle.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to share one piece of legislation with you tonight. House Bill 383, it's a financial literacy, introduced in November of 2015. A summary of the bill is to require 1/2 unit of economic and financial literacy in the high school social studies curriculum, to require the Chancellor of Higher Education to prepare an informed student document for each state institution of higher education, to require the State Board of Education to include information on the informed student document and the standards and model curricula it creates for the financial literacy and entrepreneurship, and to entitle the act the Informed Student Document Act. Current status of this bill is pending in the House Education Committee, and we'll track this as it moves forward.
Thank you, Mr. Miracle.
Would like to add something that kind of piggybacks the legislative report. Received a pre-need phone call for our school district today. Got a call from Governor Kasich's office today, and his liaison for Southwest Ohio is coming to meet with me on February 18th. And what they want to talk about is we have a public school district, and we run a community conversion school. So we're in the public school world and the community school world. And there's an interest in his office of how Norwood Schools succeeded at that, and how we look at both worlds. How do we look at public school through the community school world? How do we look at community schools through the public school world? What I will be able to report is how I look at Norwood Community Conversion School as superintendent of Norwood City Schools, and how I look at Norwood City Schools through the lens of being president of Norwood Community Conversion School. I can't speak for other superintendents, but it's a good thing for Norwood City Schools that the governor's office is interested in our perspective, since we are kind of on both benches that are very divided in our state right now. And we take to both benches, and everybody's playing on one team. So it's very unique, and speaks highly of Norwood City Schools, that, once again, folks in Columbus want to get our opinion on something. That call came in this afternoon. I was going to put it in the staff's report, but I just remembered it now to tell you. So it's kind of neat for us. Good for Norwood City School District. Very good.
Next item on our agenda is meeting notifications. We have a committee meeting on February the 9th, 2016, which is a Tuesday at 5:30. That is in the board office. And then the regular board meeting, which will be here at the mini auditorium on February 18th, 2016, a Thursday at 6 p.m. Can I get a motion for approval?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Bryant. I have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Horsley. Any discussion? Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Mr. Faulkner, yes. I have no other items on my agenda. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Miracle. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Bryant. Mr. Miracle?
Yes.
Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
Ms. Horsley?
Yes.
Mr. Faulkner is yes. We are adjourned at 7:16 PM.